Today we're going to talk about WrestleMania 41. We're going to review it, specifically the main event. Overall, the backdrop, Simon Miller. Overall, I thought the show for both nights was all right. It was just kind of mediocre. It was just kind of medium. I thought some matches were really, really, really good. But when you're talking about a two-night show and you're expanding it over, hey, show up for Saturday night and Sunday night on a holiday weekend, first time ever WrestleMania has been on Easter, you need to really deliver. Like, it can't just be good. A good WrestleMania back in the day where it's one night, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever, you can get by with that. But when you're stretching it out like this, you need the show to be well over the top, especially coming off of the last couple of WrestleManias where Cody and Roman were so good. Like, that main event and the storytelling and everything was just incredible. You know, this WrestleMania, we were missing a lot of kind of the pomp and circumstance. Night one, I thought was bad, especially early on. The first couple of matches were horrific. I thought the last couple of matches were really good and saved the show, but still saved the show to like a C. Night two started off way hotter, way better. We were getting great match. The triple threat with Bianca, Rhea, and Io was 5-star, fantastic finish. The Dom win was great, but even that, it's like, why would you do the exact same finish as earlier on in the night? It was just kind of wonky. Even when it was good, it was kind of wonky. And that gets us to the main event. So the one match that really did have that WrestleMania pomp, that WrestleMania circumstance, was Cena and Cody. Especially with, you know, is The Rock going to be there? Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? So let's go ahead and break that down.
Let's just talk about the main event. Maybe some of you have skipped it, which is fine. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. John Cena comes out with just John Cena on black because he doesn't want to give you anything anymore. He's taking it all away. You're getting nothing. And those three words, you get nothing, we're actually going to tie into this match because I love bad guy John Cena. Now, the crowd did here too. They decided they were going to boo Cody and cheer Cena. I don't think it's an issue. I think a lot of it was done.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal.
Not ironically, but it's the Mania crowd. And Cena is his last WrestleMania and he's going for 17. And the heel turn has been super duper fun. So all that's fine. I don't think it's going to affect Cody. I think Cody's going to be fine. I think he's going to win the title back eventually. And allowing John Cena again to strip all these elements back of his very colourful persona, I thought was awesome. But when he got into him beating up Cody Rhodes as the bad guy, he went pure 1986. I'm going to slam you, I'm going to punch you, I'm going to kick you, I'm going to give you a bunch of double axe handles. He did nothing. Because he did nothing, it made it just stand out even bigger.
Yeah, I mean, like, so here's the problem with the match. It almost felt like it's one thing for a heel to win, and it's one thing for a match, like, I don't like whenever a match is bad to be bad, or a performance is bad to be bad, which is what Cena was doing. Cena was purposefully slowing down, purposefully not doing anything, purposefully kind of being robotic and just kind of going through the motions. And I understand the logic of, well, he's trying to stick it to the fans. Fine, but is night two of WrestleMania in the main event where you want that to happen? Isn't the finish supposed to be sticking it to the fans? The fact that he's going to win the title, the fact that he's going to go over Cody, whatever. When you do it through the match, it makes it feel like very anticlimactic and very kind of whatever, and very like, okay, this is like something you would see at a middle pay-per-view that would then set up another thing. But this is not what you would see at WrestleMania, especially to like end the show and end the weekend and kind of send off. And it was a clunker. It was a whatever match. And the other argument is, well, it was supposed to be. And that's my problem, right? Like, just saying a match is supposed to be bad doesn't then not make it bad, right? You're almost agreeing like, yeah, we decided to give you a shit product and there it is. Okay, sweet. So you're telling me that as a fan, like, I'm supposed to just be okay with getting kind of a middling, kind of a mediocre product to end main event, and especially the way that this match ended, where you get Travis Scott comes out Travis Scott takes forever. The only person that was working slower than John Cena was Travis Scott. He takes forever to get to the ring. Okay. But that all just kind of pays off in Cena hitting Cody with the belt and the match is over. I thought we were going to get maybe, is Rock going to come out? Is this person going to come out? Okay, now we're ramping up to this finish. It was just Travis Scott, 4 minutes of him walking to the ring. He gets handled pretty quickly in the actual ring, and then boom, Cena with the low blow with the belt shot cover, 1, 2, 3, show's over. That's it. Nothing else. And we go straight to the post show, straight to the end of the show. And I don't know if you were watching the end or the post show, but one of the first things Rosenberg said was, he was like, this match will not be hung in the Louvre, and this was a clunker at times. And he was basically saying, like, and that's how it was supposed to be. And John Cena did it on purpose or whatever. And I just have a real problem with that being the final image of the show.
Prop is less is more. Obviously, he understands character work, so he was showing out. He's just a barrel of laughs. And if I get heel John Cena, because he may turn obviously beforehand depending on what we want to do, but if I get heel John Cena all the way to December, oh my gosh, I'll be doing backflips, and probably Cody will be the one to beat him there as well. It was all the shenanigans towards the end, that this sun cream absolutely drives me crazy, that I think will have, I've seen it on social media, again, you can't escape it when you're live, because the referee gets bumped, and we made sure we had that visual pin twice over John Cena. Once when the referee was knocked out, and once when a certain somebody pulled the referee out. So that told you John Cena was going to win, but Cody Rhodes would come out and Raw and SmackDown, whatever the hell he's going to be, and make his case. He has to do that. Don't do what he did 2 years ago and just scuffle around it. No, you got screwed, Cody, and you're allowed to say it. But the person that pulled the referee out after, again, we were expecting somebody was going to come down to help John Cena, was Travis Scott. Now, at first, this was fine, or the crowd popped thinking it was The Rock. But if we had done what we'd done at WrestleMania 40, where he comes out, he gets screwed, which he did do, and The Rock comes out to sort it, and he allows John Cena to win, I just think that was the story that we needed. Again, it goes.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like, when you think about The Rock not being involved at all. I mean, how this has played out from last year to now, and how long. I mean, this is the biggest story in wrestling. And the fact that The Rock was not involved whatsoever. That takes a match that already fell flat and a moment that already fell flat. It makes it fall even more flat, to where now it's like, man, the only person we got was Travis Scott, and all Travis Scott did was pull the referee out, like take a finisher and pull the referee out. That's it. And you're coming off of last year's WrestleMania, where the final 15 minutes might have been the greatest 15 minutes in WrestleMania history, with The Rock coming out and the Undertaker and how that all played out and whatnot. But yeah, the Travis Scott and no Rock did this no favors.
It goes back to this idea of, if you go to see a rom-com, you want to see the two partners get together. If John Cena is sold to The Rock, you want to see The Rock at WrestleMania.
Yeah, right.
I totally understand why he can't do this sometimes. He has a schedule that is absolutely nuts, and he's probably going to have a bunch of handlers saying, no, you're not allowed to do that, Dwayne Johnson, which, again, what's he going to do? But that doesn't mean you're not allowed to be disappointed as a fan, because...
Right, exactly. And it's the same with this match, where I understand what's going on. I understand the storytelling. I understand John Cena, why he's doing what he's doing. I understand that, oh, maybe The Rock can't be there. He's busy. But that doesn't mean I can't sit there and be like, well, this was shit. You know, like, you're telling me that the biggest story in wrestling, a story that I've invested at this point well over a year into, the biggest moment of the biggest year. Like, think about what you're asking wrestling fans to do nowadays. You're asking them to watch Raw every Monday. You're asking them to watch NXT. You're asking them to watch SmackDown on Fridays. You're asking them to watch pay-per-views. Then you're asking them to watch 2-night pay-per-views multiple times a year. Again, Easter weekend, you're asking them to watch 2 nights of WrestleMania. And I'm supposed to just sit there and say, like, oh, well, The Rock was busy. So, I mean, we'll get to it when we get to it. What? The Rock was busy? Y'all couldn't have checked his Microsoft Outlook calendar before doing this for the last 6 months? Y'all didn't think to check some schedules whenever y'all were setting all this up? He couldn't have made WrestleMania in Las Vegas? You're telling me The Rock can't fly in or do something? Like, I don't buy that at all whatsoever. And if that's the case, damn. I mean, he must have been pretty busy if that's it.
By the time John Cena had used everything with Travis Scott, oh my gosh, the crossroads that Cody Rhodes gave to Travis Scott was hilarious. I mean, just gave him a crossroads. That's all it was. But by the time we were going for the belt shot with John Cena, I thought Cody was going to kick out. It kicked him in the nuts, I should say. Then belt shot, then AA.
I thought he was going to kick out too. when he kicked him in the nuts and then hit him with the belt shot and then covered it and took the ref a little bit and just the way it was all set up, I was thinking, okay, I always thought Cena was going to go over. Like, I always expected that was how this was going to go. But it was so abrupt and it was so just kind of like, okay, well, that's it. All right.
I thought The Rock was going to come out after Cody's kicked out again to prove that he needs his help. But John Cena just won. Now, again, you take this match as it was. I loved it. Heel John Cena, awesome. Babyface Cody Rhodes, the best, even though it was flipped. Crowd was into it, super duper pops. Even Travis Scott was fun. And John Cena wearing the belt back to front so you could see the WWE logo as he leaves. Inspired choice. Plus, it's number 17 as a heel, which is so damn fun. But then you're left with, I heard people saying it around me too, and I do think we have to factor in everybody's opinions here. Where is The Rock? Why didn't The Rock turn up? Is The Rock going to turn up here? And even if the reason he wasn't able to do it is because he literally could not do it, it just doesn't make sense from a storyline perspective that he would arrive at the Elimination Chamber, be on the SmackDown beforehand, offer all these crazy deals, and then he gets his man, you never hear it again, even though, yes, if WWE, to try and make some sense of it, want to say to John Cena, you get nothing, ... including The Rock, I'll probably take it at this juncture.
But that's the exact same logic of you get nothing, we're sticking it to the fans, we want you to think this sucks. It's like, really? Like, that's what you want? Like, you want the end of WrestleMania, the biggest moment, you want it to be like, yeah, this is the time this is the time we want to purposefully give the crowd a horrible product. It just seems a little too meta. It seems a little too on the nose. It's writing a 1,000-page book and purposefully ruining the ending because you want to stick it to the reader. It's like, I don't know if that's the move. You don't want to try and outsmart the reader. You don't want to try and outsmart the viewer there where you're getting served a shit dish because the chef wants to take the piss out of the industry. Okay, sweet. Well, I still was forced to eat garbage. Like, that doesn't make that any better for me because there's some 50D chess thought process behind it. And that's, I think the finish, like the decision, Cena winning, him getting 17, heel going over, whatever, that was right. How we got there was wrong.
But it was disappointing. It was upsetting. I totally understand people that throw their eyes to their arms and think that this, I don't want to say it ruined WrestleMania. That's a bit silly. I think
ruined is kind of crazy.
It did for you. It's such a difficult thing to say because it didn't end as hot as night one.
Yeah.
So we went through all those twists and turns with Paul Heyman. And the match portion was excellent. Like, Cody and John Cena could work together forever and I'd watch it. And even the Travis Scott stuff was fun. But now, knowing what we did get, Travis Scott should have been The Rock. So once again, to go back to that word that starts with the D, disappointing. I think it would have blown the roof off the place. Also, shout out to Stone Cold Steve Austin, who managed to come out in a truck and smash it a couple of times. I hope that person's okay. If she is, it was funny. If she's not, then we need to have another conversation about that. But it needed The Rock. I just say that to the cows come home. We absolutely needed The Rock. We didn't get The Rock. So I think now going into that, if you don't have those expectations, the match will probably be better. But it absolutely was a shame. But I still loved it. I did. Heel John Cena is amazing. Cody Rhodes is the best. I never thought this was going to happen, and John Cena has done it. He's broken the record.
Well, you also, this WrestleMania, the problem with this WrestleMania is I thought all of the pieces were in the wrong spots. Like, the Gunther Jey Uso situation was obviously, it was just wrong. Like, whether it was the right time for Jey or whether it was the right opponent or whether the title should, like, all that was just wrong. This, similar, like it being the last match, probably it had to be the last match, but the way that it was built is not the last match. It's not what you want to go home with WrestleMania as, right? It didn't have the pomp, it didn't have the circumstance, it didn't have the whatever. Roman, Punk, and Seth did have that, but they didn't have the title, so it couldn't be the go-home match. It had to be night one, but then all the other matches leading up to it were awful, right? Like, not all of them, but at least the first three. Okay, then you go over to the Dom match where, great, fantastic, but it probably shouldn't have been two matches off of the women's triple threat with the same finish. Like, the whole thing was just wrong person in this match. Why is this person in this match? Why is this match on night one? Why is this on night two? This match probably should have the title. This one probably shouldn't. Flip-flop this. It's just like a bits and pieces here, bits and pieces there. I thought really messed up this WrestleMania. To no fault kind of its own, where on its own, it's a C pay-per-view, cool, some fun stuff happened. I'm not going to rewatch it. Didn't knock my socks off, but C. But when you put it in WrestleMania, all of a sudden then that C drops to an F because it's WrestleMania. It's got to be more. I need to see more surprises. I need to see more spots. I need to see more pomp. I need to see more circumstance. I need to see all that. And we just, a lot of it we didn't get. You know, a lot of it was like, okay, this is fine for Survivor Series. Like this Cena match would have been primo as a main event for Survivor Series, where you get heel Cena, you get Travis Scott, you get kind of this moment. Okay, I can't wait to watch Raw. WrestleMania, not so much. You know, I remember last year when the last 15 minutes of the Reigns Cody match, I rewatched for like 2 hours after WrestleMania. I couldn't get enough of it. I couldn't get enough of the moment. I couldn't get enough of what was going on. I just rewatched it and rewatched it and rewatched it. Kind of like when CM Punk debuted in AEW. Rewatched it. You know, it was just one of those things like, man, this is awesome. I can't wait for the next episode. I can't wait for that. This, nothing. Like this, not the case. The only thing I rewatched during this WrestleMania was the Stone Cold spot because I was like, damn, did he really run that girl over on the side? Like, what the hell just happened? But the rest of it, not so much. And Raw tonight, like, it's the Raw after Mania, which is always exciting, but they almost have to backload this WrestleMania and make this Raw insane. I don't know if that means emergency flying the Rock in. I don't know if that means, you know, what's Brock Lesnar doing? Like, I don't know what that means, but they need to do something tonight. Raw tonight has to be doubly as good as a Raw after Mania because of how disappointing the end of this Mania was. It reminds me a lot of when I was WrestleMania in New Orleans when there was almost a riot in the street with Roman and Lesnar, where Mania ends and you're almost begging for something else to happen. You're almost begging, like, just please give me more. Please give me something else. Like this, I'm not ready to go home. I don't want to go home. I don't want to stop watching this because I need more. And it has to be better. You know, like, I'm not going to accept that this is the end. And that is not the feeling you want. I remember that night in New Orleans, people were pissed, depressed, sad, and not the good pissed. That's kind of the overarching theme of this, is that the fans being pissed or the fans being disappointed or the fans being mad or whatever is heat and is what a heel is trying to do. That's not always true. That is not always true. Not liking the product because it was disappointing or it was shit or it was boring does not mean the heel has gotten over and that the heel has done their job. You know, the heel should be the fans are mad and they're angry because they want to see the heel lose and they can't wait to see the heel get his comeuppance. That's what the heel should be doing. The fans shouldn't be like, damn, that was boring as hell. Or damn, that was disappointing. And the heel's like, all right, did my job. That's not the storytelling you want at all.
As a bad guy, he is the 17th time holder of that WWE title, and there's something awesome about that. So, yeah, I am a fan. I can't overly critique it, although there are certain things that we could have changed. But I like where we got to. Again, I'm not going to see a lot of these matches ever again. And yes, The Rock had to be there. I'm shouting it out so that the comments do understand. But there were still elements that I massively enjoyed. So all around, excellent time. Couple of thumbs up. But more important.
And you wonder, too, like, we'll kind of skip through real quick, but you wonder, too, if... Oh, this is just night 2. If you wonder if Jay and Gunther had to happen how it did because it was going to lead to Cena winning, where you couldn't have Gunther win and Cena win. You couldn't have the double heel champs. Like, maybe that played into it, too. Like, okay, let's go through the matches real quick on night 2. The triple threat was fantastic. I thought this might have been the match of the weekend. The finish was amazing. I hate that we saw it again with Dom because it takes away from both, I think. It takes away from this finish and Dom's finish because it's like, it's just the same. But Bianca is in the best shape I've ever seen of a female wrestler in. I cannot get over the shape she is in. I mean, I can't say enough about Bianca and her performance and these three. Like, just great match overall. Fantastic stuff. I think it makes sense that Io gets the win. Doesn't hurt Rhea or Bianca. It elevates Io, which is good for the women's division. So I thought it was a good decision. Drew and Damian, whatever. You know, good match, but It is what it is. Dom winning, fantastic. Had to happen. He should have had a title. I would have given Money in the Bank. I would have already put the rocket ship on Dom. I think he's incredible. Best heel in the company. Now he's over. I'd run with Dom. If I was drafting wrestlers, like if we were doing a WWE draft, I'd draft Dom. I might draft him first overall. I think the world of him as a performer. Braun Breaker's awesome too. The Randy Orton Joe Hendry thing was awesome. I thought Matt Cardona would have been better, but you never know, like contract dispute and all that stuff. So Hendry worked. Hendry was awesome. Blew the roof off the place. Quick match, fun match, great spot at the end. If we go to Logan AJ, good enough. I liked it. Good workers. Very, very AJ match where it's like, look, we're going to have a great match. Floor is a 4 out of 5. Everyone hits their spots. I thought it was fine. No qualms with it. Logan is a heat magnet. The Becky thing was cool. Good return. Makes sense to get the title off of Liv and let Liv kind of just do her own thing now going into this next season. Get her out of the tag system. Get her back chasing titles. Liv is a superstar. I got goosebumps with Becky coming back. Even though I'm not a huge Becky Lynch fan, great spots what WrestleMania is all about. See main event. And then real quick, we'll do night one. I thought the Jey Uso thing was horrible. I think he'll have a terrible title run. I just think it fell flat. It was the Jey Uso thing is a great example of the fans think they want something until they get it and they realize they don't. I think this is to no fault of Jey, but I just don't think it's the right decision. I thought it was weird he locked in the sleeper hold. I just don't, again, like this title match happening, the title switch happening, all because of a sleeper. It just kind of was weird. I think it hurts Gunther's character. I don't think putting Jey over at the risk of Gunther was what you wanted to do. This was a miss for me. The tag situation, complete miss. New Day, Viking Raiders, Clash of Clans, like Jesus. Too much. I mean, this WrestleMania did have a lot of billboard problems. They had a lot of problems with ads on the mat, commercials, ad placement. Too much. Nick Khan was too much in his bag here. I got nothing for this match. This match should not have been a WrestleMania. Naomi and Jade, whatever. Again, it's like, is this a WrestleMania match? Probably not. You probably have to get Jade on the card, but if WrestleMania night one, like you go, it's a tough start. You know what I mean? Like you go Jey, Gunther into the New Day, into Jade and Naomi. Tough start. Then you get Fatu. Good win. He's white hot. We'll see what he can do. I like him as a character. LA Knight, wrong place, wrong time. But this starts to swing WrestleMania, where it's like, okay, now we're getting back to where we need to get. Rey Mysterio getting hurt kind of throws a wrench into this, but I love the Gable Luchador. I love this whole storyline. I think it's awesome. Makes a lot of sense with AAA. So I have no problem with this. I like that story. Tiffany Charlotte saved WrestleMania. And I tweeted out, or WrestleMania Night 1, I tweeted out like, WrestleMania will be made or broken by this match. If Charlotte just goes over and it's just cookie cut or whatever, this could be an all-time bad WrestleMania. Tiffany, this match being as good as it was, Tiffany getting her teeth busted out, Tiffany going over, great match. Charlotte what a wrestler. Just what a wrestler. She really is Ric Flair. Like, everyone counts her out. She's old, she's beat up, she's broken. No one wants to see her in the ring. Oh, here's a 5-star match for you. And puts over and does the job. So this really did buoy and kind of save WrestleMania. Fantastic stuff. I think Tiffany will be white hot after this. Again, her busting her teeth out was even better. It's one of those things kind of like Becky breaking her nose with Nia Jax. Just serendipitously happening, but fantastic. And then the main event was incredible. The main event was absolutely incredible. I think the end was, the dirt sheets were all over this. Like for the whole week, they were saying that Heyman was going to turn on both, go with Rollins. This match was insane. I mean, it was just such a good match, such good storytelling. This is one of those like 5-star type situations. This is the match where you probably do put the title on Rollins here. Like, take the Jey Uso stuff out, take the Gunther stuff out, like remove them completely. If the title's up for grabs in this one and Rollins walks out as champion, this is the main event of WrestleMania. This is probably the way it should have gone. This is enough swerve, enough pomp and circumstance, enough high-level wrestling, enough of all that where this probably should have ended the show. But it's a dream world. Can't remove Gunther and Jay. Can't, get Cody and John out of the main event spot. So it's just like the puzzle pieces were wrong for the puzzle of this WrestleMania. But that's my overall thoughts on the entire show, specifically the main event. But disappointing. The good news is we are now on the road to WrestleMania 42 in New Orleans. So the wrestling content is obviously going to heat up, and I can't wait for it. So let me know in the comments below what you thought about the main event, and I will see you in the next video.